Hi everybody, I'm TychoCelchuuu. This is Company Heroes 2 Shoutcast. I downloaded this replay because I want to watch it, and then I figured, hey, if I'm gonna watch it, let's just shoutcast it. Apparently there's some weird bullshit with, fighting positions or something. We have Dullahan, I'll slow this down a bit for a moment. We have Dullahan, he's a video game enthusiast, and the TychoCelchuuu, presumably also. My window's open right now, and usually I close the windows when I shoutcast so you don't hear stuff outside. Hopefully you won't hear stuff outside. But I can't be arsed to get up and close it because I wasn't planning on it. So we do have 4 rear echelons built, and no rifleman built. Like I said, this is, whoa, he's building tank traps, I guess, for green cover. And some fighting positions. So if you don't know, when you put these guys inside the fighting positions, they'll get a rifle grenade that they can just fight out or shoot out for free constantly, which I hear it goes through stuff, like nothing blocks it. So that's impressive. We'll have to see if that happens. You can also upgrade these things to have a machine gun, but it's 60 munitions, so kind of expensive. Plus you want the munis for volley fire, I guess. Plus, they're not super strong positions in the first place in terms of HP, so you gotta worry about it being wiped out. Okay, let's speed up a bit. Nothing's happening. Rear Echelon predictably getting beat when they're not using volley fire. And with the new nerfed volley fire, we might expect them to get beat anyways. He's gonna quick build this. 2 of them build it fairly fast, and then I'm sure he'll pop inside, probably with the 3-man squad. Oh, they're both 3-man squads now. So let's see how this does.
A capture point is under attack.
Nope. Boom. And yeah, you notice it's got a timer when it lands, so it is dodgeable once it fires and once it lands. It's not instant explode like most rifle grenades. Looks like I wasn't even watching. I was like, I don't know, my eyes were focused on something else. Whatever. I killed a guy. But they're not invincible in here. They don't appear to be aiming very well. And notice small arms fire is ripping this apart. When it gets a penetration is when it does the hit, or when it does the damage, so people with Car 98s who don't fire very often are not as good. I guess they're not getting any penetrations anymore. That's unfortunate. But if you have a rapid fire gun, I'm sure you'll rack up the penetrations pretty soon. Get into green cover. Thank you, tank traps. Still austere capping much of the map, so Dullahan is probably going to want to stay out of fights with these rear echelon troops. You're not exactly going to be doing the shoots with the guys, so I think at this point, if this is your goal, either volley fire to win fights, fighting position to win fights, or just fucking don't get into fights. They're wise to us. Plunk, there we go. Oh, that's a much better hit, but it doesn't really do anything, so these don't seem so good. Quick up to Lieutenant. I'm not sure, quick up to, there we go. Oh, so they just need to have low health, it looks like, for the shooty boom booms to do anything. So that's nice, you know, it's free explosives. What do these things cost? 125. I mean, if you're spamming rear echelon, they only cost 160, so 160 plus 125 is 285. So that's 5 munitions more than a rifleman. Huh. Yeah, if you think about that. Given that you get the rifle grenade for free. I don't know. Maybe work into your build order a fighting position plus a rear echelon rather than a rifleman squad, or just use your beginning rear echelon to build a fighting position, because honestly they get sort of obsolete pretty soon. You're gonna just gonna want to use them for capping and repairing. So I would like to see the austere player being much more aggressive than this. I don't know what those grenadiers are doing in this building. Even the MG42 in the center I'm not so sure about, but yeah, this player is not sort of the best. He's ranked like 900 or something, which I guess is maybe higher than me on the ladder. I don't know, but zoom. So United States capping much of the map. Looks like we're going quick M20. I would say you wouldn't have much trouble taking fast to the M20 when you're not dumping stuff in riflemen, but you know, riflemen are only manpower. It's not like you're getting fuel any faster when you go this rear echelon strat. Unless you can secure the fuel, which the United States can't, because it's not really working overly well. I feel like it's just the Ostheir's sort of mismanagement of the squads available to him that are giving the United States any map control at this point. But good job capping that point. Kind of a weird strategy. I'm not sure how well it would work against people who are good at playing. Yikes. Plus, you really gotta worry about squad wipe with these rear echelon dudes. They're so... Did he buy a bar for them? Yeah. Okay, and then we... Oh, these guys just hopped in a thing. That's going up there. Yeah, it doesn't seem to do very much at all. Oh, by the way, I guess we did just learn that these can go fucking over everything. Whoa, that's some range. They can get this far. And the bars are doing some work too, that's interesting. I guess the bar is just as good no matter who's holding it, right? Maybe get some better accurate... No, I think all the accuracy stats and stuff are in the guns. No, maybe not. That will give you accuracy on units, so I'm sure that applies to whatever gun they're holding. So we do have an AT thingy used on the M20. That's, I think, probably a bad idea. The United States, the nice thing about the AT grenades, rifle, that could get ugly. Yeah, that was a nice hit. The nice thing about AT grenades is that you'll damage the engine on a utility car or whatever. No, you damage... Ooh, wipes out a squad on the retreat. So the nice thing about an AT grenade is that you'll damage the engine and force the vehicle to be immobile. We'll talk about this half-track in a moment, but that's not really useful against the United States when, number one, they're spamming rear echelon troops, so you know they have a shit ton of stuff to repair. Oh, wiped out another squad. So you know they have a ton of stuff to repair, and even then it doesn't matter, because all the vehicles the United States have can repair themselves. They're self-healing, because the crew can just hop out. So at that point, unless you have some way to finish it off, like another AT, or it's a Panzerfaust, sorry, I've been calling it AT grenades, but it's a Panzerfaust. Unless you have like another Panzerfaust or something, which you don't. Here comes a blizzard, fuck. Unless you have another Panzerfaust, I wouldn't really recommend it. You're not going to do much for yourself. Let's click on this, show resources. So we teched up to a half-track, I don't know. You get it from... you get it from tier 2, right? So 1, 2, yeah, 0, 1, 2. You get it from tier 2, so as long as you made it to tier 2, maybe it makes sense to buy the half-track, which is, I guess, kind of in a way better against infantry than this scout card, because you can use the machine gun on the front and the back, and I don't know, there's not much else you want out of here. I would have maybe figured Panzer Grenadiers, but I don't know, like, I'm not super sure what the Ostheir player is planning for teching here. Meanwhile, in terms of tech, man, more bars. So we've got a couple bars on these squads. He's replaced his M20... The M20 die? Surely not. Yeah, it's just being repaired by rear echelon. So he's replaced him with rear echelon to get these guys out with the bazooka. And quick tech up to major, which is a funny choice, skipping this. So for AT, he's going to have to rely entirely on bazookas. He's not even going to be able to have... No, he's going to rely entirely on bazooka. Because he doesn't have any bazookas yet. He could buy bazookas and then equip his rear echelon. But Jesus, rear echelon with bazookas and bars, that's a lot of money invested into something that's easily killed, so I'd worry about that. And no AT guns, remember, because he hasn't teched up to captain. And no AT grenades, because he doesn't have riflemen. So it's quick to Stewart as fast as possible. What? No. What is building? Quick to Scott. Is this a Scott? M8A1 is not a Scott. Maybe it's a Scott. I don't know, but that's what he's building. You notice here this M8A1. So that's not... Geez, just getting a lot of kills on the retreat. So I would... The Ostheir player is just not so good at squad preservation, which is losing the game for him or her. And aside from that, the rear echelon fighting position didn't really do much for Dullahan. I feel like the capping wasn't even that much better versus riflemen. Riflemen would have held up better in fights. The bars on the rear echelon are interesting, but at that point I'd feel more comfortable giving bars to riflemen. if I had riflemen. And in terms of manpower savings, I guess you buy yourself like, I don't know, once you're dumping the manpower into the fighting position, you're not saving any manpower, right? I mean, maybe on reinforcement, but like, not really. So, I'm not seeing the benefits of this strategy, especially if your opponent teched up to literally anything other than this worthless half-track that hasn't done anything. Like, if the opponent, Ashigaru, had been playing better, had teched up to either Panzer Grenadiers, which could get Shreks to annihilate the M20, but they don't need it. They could just wipe out all this infantry without much trouble. So Panzer Grenadiers with Shreks, or even skip the tier and go up to, like, I don't know, an Ostwind or a Stug or something. Stug's giving Americans a lot of trouble from what I've seen, especially if the Americans don't have, that's interesting, an AT gun. Especially if the Americans don't have AT guns. I've seen a lot of Americans have trouble with Stugs, and I feel like this strategy that Dullahan is going for would have a lot of trouble. And how is that thing not dead? You'd think a Pac 40 would be able to kill the M20. Jeez. They really hated that one rear echelon dude. Yeah. For AT, Dullahan just has really limited options here. This thing is still alive. You gotta tell the pack to hit the decrewed vehicle, because I don't think it'll do it on its own. I thought it actually would, but I guess that the fact that it didn't shows that it won't. But yeah, now Dullahan picking up even more squads. Killing a Grenadier squad here might kill this pack off, although killing off the pack not a big deal. Oh, there you go. And like I said, the half-track does do some work versus enemy infantry. Oh, didn't kill the Grenadiers. Okay, they hopped in here. But, yeah. Are they gonna take the pack? It's gonna be funny. I would not recommend it. But it will at least force Dullahan to micro. Now I'd recommend it, now that they got enough people. Well, just kidding, you're fucked. So, speed up, blah blah blah, is anything gonna happen? This thing is gonna keep pounding. Oh, there goes the machine gun, it's fucked. This thing over here fighting, it's fucked, he's taking the you're dead. Blah blah blah. So I think the lesson here is that if you're terrible at this video game, someone can beat you with rear echelon troops instead of riflemen. Aside from that, I would have expected the Grenadiers really just to wreck face. The Grenadiers and the MH42 really just to wreck face versus the rear echelon. I'm sure you could, I suspect, I don't know, I suspect, you know, with 4 men on this MG42 squad, if you set it up behind some green cover and there was a rear echelon squad right here in a fighting position with the rifle grenade, I feel like chances are you could do some good damage and shoot down the fighting position before the rifle grenades could even kill you. I mean, I'm not sure how much health these things have, but it seems like, I don't know, unless the Grenadiers, maybe they were just getting lucky getting these kills, but maybe you have to do some testing. In any case, I would not recommend Dullahan's strategy unless, I don't know, he keeps doing it and keeps working. If you get faced with something like this, maybe rush a vehicle. If you're Auster, I mean, rush the half-track, the Auster player actually did, and, well, that's not the half-track. This is the half-track. Rush a half-track like they actually didn't use it. Rush the armored car. Even give it upgun the armored car. I don't know. It'll kill all the fighting positions like lickety split. Or just skip tier 2 because you don't need it. And especially if you're not going to get Panzer Grenadiers forever. Like ever at all going to get Panzer Grenadiers. Maybe skip tier 2, go to tier 3, pick up a Stug. Fuck them up. If Dullahan skips the tier 2. So it all depends sort of whether your opponent skips the tier 2, does not take up to these things. And I don't know. I don't know. Weird game. Looks like Americans have this in the bag, though. So, congratulations, Dullahan. You're a dude. I like how the explosive lands directly on the fence and doesn't even kill it, but leaves a massive crater in the ground. Play back over. Dude quits without even doing anything when he sees the double vet. Okay, I don't know. Weird game. See y'all. I said see ya all. I feel like I slurred my words there. Didn't make it very clear. I wanted to leave you with a strong message at the end.